What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing today? As you already know, well, if you watched yesterday, you already know that today is my 1-year mark from getting sick, which was obviously July 21st, 2007, and today's July 21st, 2008. So, if you watched yesterday, you already know what's up. Yesterday, I did a video basically vlogging about what happened to me July 20th, which was yesterday. So if you haven't seen that, check that out, because that's part 1 of 3 parts total, because today's part 2, and Wednesday is going to be part 3. Alright, so today is July 21st, and a year ago today, I went to the emergency room. Actually, not by my own will. My mom decided to take me because she didn't like the way I was looking. So I went to the emergency room, and I walked into the emergency room, and I was fine. And the triage nurse was like, oh, do you want a wheelchair, something like that. And I was like, sure. She's like, what's your problem? I don't know, something's wrong with my legs. Like, I don't know, they feel fatigued. So when they were doing tests, and they took a lot of blood, and they did all this other stuff. And I thought, because in my family, there's something with the potassium levels, and it makes our legs weak, so I thought maybe my potassium level was low. You know, I don't really know what it was, because it's something weird. And I remember I was laying when I was in the emergency room, and I was waiting for my test results to come back. My feet were going out like this, and I was like, that's not weird, and my legs started feeling really weird, and I'm like, man, you know what, if it's not the potassium, I hope it's not some rare-ass disorder that nobody knows nothing about, everything like that, and I wouldn't want me to catch something like that. So we're waiting, and the doctor comes back, and they're like, you know what, we gotta run a few more tests, I don't know, something's going on. And I started freaking out. He was like, can you lift your legs up? And I'm like, yeah, for sure, I can lift them up. No problem, I got you. Went to lift my legs up, and he's like, are you lifting? I go, I thought I was. They were not coming up. My legs were flat on the bed. They were faced like this, like my toes, this would be my toes, and my feet were just like this, just stretched out like that. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to hold your leg up. You think you can be able to hold it up? I'm like, yeah, sure, maybe they're just tired, I can't lift them up, you know? So he lifted my leg up, and he's like, alright, we got you, can you hold it up? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, I'm going to let go. I'm like, okay, let go, flop. Hella hard onto the bed. And he's like, okay, we're going to call a couple other doctors, we're going to get some other opinions, because I really don't know what it is, because all your levels, all my tests came back fine. Everything, my blood, my potassium, everything was normal. So they didn't know what was going on. So I'm laying there. All of a sudden, they come in with this doctor, and he said his name. I won't say his name, but he was a neurologist at the hospital I was at. And he was like, okay, so we're gonna do a couple tests. And he had another doctor with him. And he's like, we're gonna he's like, we want to test, what you can feel. Like, where's the fact that you can't feel your legs? And they started telling me I was paralyzed, and I was like, oh wow, are you for real? That's kind of weird. I started freaking out, And this dude hella just looked at me. Hi, heifer. So he was like, tell me what it is. And I'm like, okay, basically it's from like my thighs down. He's like, is it both legs? And I was like, yeah. So he started like, touching me, and he was like, okay, do you feel me touching your legs? And like, I felt him like touching me. I felt him like doing everything. He's like, okay, so we're gonna do a couple other things. And then he pulled out like a safety pin, and he opened it up, so it was like the needle. And he started poking me. He's like, do you feel me poking you? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, do you feel the sharpness? I was like, no, I do not feel any sharpness in my legs. So they're like, okay, you know what, we don't know what's going on. We want to have you go in for an MRI, but that's not, we're not open until Monday. So mind you, I went in on a Saturday, okay? I got admitted at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon on that Saturday to the hospital, and I couldn't even stand up. They had to like carry me, and they had to change me. They had to do all this other stuff for me, and it's a trip, because I'm sitting here right now, like, telling this to everybody. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this was a fucking year ago? Like, really? A year ago, I was laying in the hospital, not being able to do anything? And it's so bizarre. Like, it's weird. To not even be able to, just to sit there and watch yourself, I don't want to say deteriorate, because just watch yourself get worse. And you can't do anything about it. You can't stop it. You can't try. It's not like I couldn't prevent it. And they didn't know what was going on with me, so I had to sit down and everything like that. And it was so horrible. And when he told me that I was paralyzed, that's when I went crazy, and I just broke down and started crying, and it makes me cringe just thinking about it right now, and I'm trying to be upbeat, because, it is a year later from a really bad thing that happened to me, but it's also a year later that I am better than I could have ever been in my life. A year ago, I had stuff going for me, and before I got sick, but I didn't have drive, and I didn't really take advantage of life, and a year later, here I am, as healthy as I can be at this point in my life, and I'm more confident in doing things that I want to do. You know, I speak up when I need to speak up now. Like, everything, it changes your life. You know, you change. And that's what happens when you get to that stage in your life, you know. And I think it's great because I'm going to be 21 in 3 months. I'm going to be 21 in 3 months. And I think that the fact that this happened to me now, kid, just opened my eyes to be more mature and everything like that. And it makes me love everybody more and everyone, and it shows the true colors of everybody who actually wants to be there for you when you're sick. So I really just wanted to share that with everybody, and hopefully that you can get something. My whole point of this is not for you to feel sorry or everything like, oh, I'm so glad that you're okay or anything like that. It's for you to basically understand where somebody's coming from when something bad happens to somebody. Not bad, but something that kind of throws you off for a little bit. And I want everybody to sit back and realize what you have in front of you in your life. And even though something that's so little pisses you off so bad, it's not worth it to be upset or to do everything, because tomorrow is another day. Next week is another week. You have a whole life ahead of you. Everything that happens to you, there's speed bumps. I hit a speed bump, and I'm still going down the road to my life, and that's how I'm living. I'm not going to let anything stop me anymore, because I am who I am. Everything happens to me because it's supposed to happen to me. It was in God's plan for that to happen to me, because obviously I have something way better that's going to happen to me in my life. So thank you for watching. I appreciate everybody, and you guys have a good day. Thanks. Bye.